Okay. So how to use a file reader class? So file reader class also say first step always create object for file class and specify where you is your file. So file f equal to new file in the parenthesis, that's a constructor, right? Parameterized constructor we are using always here. Remember that. So you are passing the file location. So then create object for a file reader. So fr equal to new file reader and pass the file reference, file class reference, object reference, you pass it here. So then buffer reader if you want to use. So as I mentioned, a large block of data. So it will be read by buffer reader. So buffer reader. So reader equal to new buffer reader and pass the file reader object here. File reader object here. You can pass the file reader object here. And so we can specify the buffer size. So in above cases, it's a default size is 8192 characters. So you want to specify the buffer size. So into your customized buffer size only it has to read. And you can specify into buffer size equal to 1000. Basically all constructor overloading. Here you're using a constructor overloading. See that? Buffer reader, text reader equal to new buffer reader. See, this is the single parameterized constructor, right? Here I am passing two parameterized constructor. So I can pass the buffer size and file reader object. So this is how you can read the data using file reader and buffer reader. So I'll tell this code later. Next. So writing or outputting the data to the file. So first step again I told you, first read the data. First create object for file class, file f equal to new file. If file is not there, create the file. How can you create a file? You have to put a condition. You have to put a condition. So if file doesn't exist means a negation. So negation you have to write exist, then create the new file. So there is a method create a new file. File object reference dot create a new file method is there. So then it will create the new file automatically to you. Even you can create the directories also. mkdir is there. File object dot mkdir is there. Okay. So you can use any one of those things also. Next. So first file output stream, right? You create object for file output stream. So FOS equal to new file output stream and pass the which file you are writing, that file reference, you can pass it. And then if you want to buffer output stream, you create object for buffer output stream also. Buffered output stream, BOS equal to new buffered output stream class and pass this file output stream class object. So same way, file writer and buffer writer. So you can call after this. So use the write method, it will write the data, BOS dot write. It will write the data to that. So then file writer class. So it will write the stream of characters one by one. So it will write one by one character, file writer. So file writer FW equal to new file writer, file path you can give. So in case we want to control whether to append or overwrite into text file, so you have to mention Boolean append equal to true, file writer FW equal to new file writer, and give the file path and then append. So this file writer, so you have to give the file, file class object reference, and you give the append, or you directly mention true here instead of that. But here it's a default false. Automatically it will overwrite every time if you use this concept. If you use this constructor. If you use this constructor, it will append the data, previous data and new data will be there in the file. That's while writing, it will append the data to the previous data. That's the how to append the data to the file using file writer. So that's all about how to write and read the data. Tomorrow I'll write the programs, and so we'll continue. And tomorrow we'll finish quickly in the first half, and the second half will start the string handling. That's the most important. Next two topics is a very crucial: string handling, collections. These are the very, very important topics. So we'll see programs tomorrow. Okay. Any questions?